A Fact Finder 12 update into crude oil found in a Butler County family's water supply. We've reported on this story about contamination just southwest of Augusta since last October. The state has said the oil was from historical drilling, which left Jenna Krob and her family with little to no help. 12 News reporter Dylan Domingue has the details and even spoke with Krob tonight. Dylan?
That's right, I did. And Krob and her family have relied on people offering water tanks just so they can do their laundry and have running water in their kitchen. State Representative Christy Williams heard their pleas for help, but bringing in rural water remained out of reach. Williams helped convince state budget negotiators to direct $500,000 from a state abandoned well remediation fund to compensate the families that are impacted for their problems. But Governor Kelly vetoed that line item, saying it was outside of the statutory scope of the program. Tonight, Krob said she's frustrated with the veto and wants the governor to understand the living conditions that her family is in.
To the extreme, and I'm ready to just walk away and get rid of it myself. And it's just it's so disgusting that we've lived this way as a family for this long with still no solution.
And Krob said receiving financial help would have paid off their mortgage, as the family had planned to downsize their home with a rental in the meantime. But after that veto, they can't do that. She says she's still holding out hope that her and Representative Williams can find a solution moving forward. Rachel.